Hello again. So in the last video I talked about two channels that I found it's really helpful to learn English. The first channel is Anna, English Fluency, and then the second channel is Kid, English Speaking Success. So these two channels I have found it very helpful, especially for a kid. He is quite funny how he talk about learning process, how he talk about English. It's very makes sense in simple terms. No native speaker understand the fundamental. Yeah, like why sometimes it is hard to listen if we heard the English language. It's because a lot of word in English is changed during the conversation or during the speaking process. So this is what I learned from Keith English Speaking Success in one of the most popular videos in his channel about 5 smart ways how to improve your speaking. The number one is listening. So maybe you are see a lot of meme or short that listen before you speak. Yeah, so actually it is very true. Whether it is a learning process or just to understand the context of people talking, or if someone talk to you and you just try to listen first before you speak. For the learning process, especially in this English practice, if we practice by listen, it's more accurate than we read and just trying to speak it by what it means that how to read that in the dictionary. I'm in Indonesia and how I learn English in school is it is very textbook because I'm old man, right? If I should read and learn about grammar, learn about this, it is very hard. So this is one of my way just to speak, to practice what I'm thinking and speak it loud. So the first practice that he gave is by listening. We know the pronunciation, we know how to use the word, we know something that we can catch the word, but it just sounds different. That's the technique that he can explain it. I'm not say that easy to understand, but yeah, it's very good. And the second tip is repeat and juggle. Yeah, by mean is if you find a clip or just a conversation, just small talk that interesting, you can try to repeat the conversation or repeat that phrase and then juggle by changing something in the sentence or in that phrase. It's like I love Manchester. Change the Manchester with your own city. Maybe in my case is I love Jakarta, I love Bandung, I love Central Java or anything. And then you can change the tense. This is one of the hardest thing if we are not native speaker. The grammar, the tenses is very hard to learn. If we are trying to learn the context, learn the fundamental how the tenses is work, I think it is more acceptable, it is more make sense to us. So by repeat and juggle, it will practice that we add the vocabulary and practice we are speaking without thinking. If there is become habit, then you will do it without thinking. And the tips number 3 is chunks. This is something that really interesting for me because the chunks will make you more fluent in English. It's just like maybe native speaker. For the example is heavy rain. In native speaker don't speak big rain or the rain is so big. No, but it is heavy rain. The other words is just on top of that. So it's very interesting, right? And then tip number 4 is try to push yourself, push your comfort zone. And this is what I did actually in the past 11 days or 11 or 12 days. Daily speaking is not my comfort zone. I made mistakes. I'm feeling nervous just to speak that I'm not confident talking about English or talk with English language. This is one of the hardest thing. Practice not in your comfort zone. Like if we are listening to our favorite music or listening the favorite podcast or watching movies, yeah, it's very comfortable. But trying to speak, trying to record ourselves and then hear the sound, hear the words. Like I said, I know that in the past 10 days, I know that my language is pretty bad. Yeah, that is because I record and then I heard what I said. Yeah, you should try it. You should try to record. If you are still not confident to record yourself with in the camera with your face, you can just try to record your voice. And the last tip, five, because it is five smart ways to improve your speaking. You can learn by watching movies, news chat, or partner with native speaker, podcasts. I don't know in the other country, but in my country, in Indonesia, it's still a lot of school that teach is just the traditional method. I mean, not really giving the basic and the fundamental. It's not practicing the critical thinking why it should be like this, why it should be like that. So by listening, by more listening, our brain is just to be friendly with the words or with the talk, with the English generally. I recommend you to look at English speaking success channel. Maybe I will add more videos like this. I will learn something, then I will share. Because I've heard that if you want to more deep understand about something, you can learn and teach. But not mean that I'm teaching you how to practice English because this is just the practice. This is how I practice the English speaking. Okay, that's it then. Bye.